Good morning. We want to welcome you this morning to our Drainage District Board of Directors meeting posted for today, June 5th, 2018. Present are Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, Commissioner Flores, Precinct 3, Commissioner Palacios, Precinct 4, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in prayer.
Thank you, Judge. Let us pray. Father God, again, we give you great thanks, Lord. Thank you for the other day that you've given us. Thank you for the Commissioner's Court, the elected board chief appointed, Lord, to lead this great county, Lord. We continue to ask for your guidance, your blessings, Lord, as they continue to make the decisions that affect them all, Lord, and continue to give them your peace, Lord. Just continue to ask for the same guidance for myself, Lord, for all the great leaders of this great county, Lord. We continue to pray for our area, for our state, Lord, for our country and our world, Lord. We know that it's all in your hands, Lord. We continue to ask for many blessings. We continue to ask for your hand of peace, Lord, and for your hand of guidance, Lord, in everything that we do. I ask this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Did anybody sign up?
Yes, sir. We do have 4 participants. As a reminder, I'm going to ask the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There is a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise when there is 1 minute. Our first presenter or speaker is Dr. Casey Fletcher.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I'm Kenneth C. Fletcher for the record. I live at 504 South Diplomat, FAR, Precinct 2. Eddie, where's my commissioner? I wanted to thank him because he's actually listening by testifying up here. He's consulted with me and asked me, so it's nice to be part of the government since I'm paying for it. Taxpayers are. And we're planting native drought-resistant trees along the drainage way. This is Drainage District 1, right? And since it's a drainage district, I want to also say a little bit about agenda item, standing item 12D1. Can you all please remove that health care Proposition 1 type verbiage from the agenda? Because voters have voted on it twice. We don't wish to have that. Thank you. But continuing on, I was visiting again. The citizens of FAR are using an unfinished project because it's done at government speed. It's one thing, but I noticed that native trees are being planted there. So once they get established, it might take a year or so. You don't have to water them. So, please take that into consideration for a courthouse. Don't plant the orange trees. An orange tree can grow to 33 feet and consume 725 gallons of water a day. So if you go to take a drink at the drinking fountain at the new courthouse, there won't be any water, and worse yet is, flushing the toilet. And trees should be placed all over, especially in FAR. We're a product of 40,000-acre sugarcane plantation that was clear-cut. So I tell everybody in FAR, be a green grower. Now, I didn't say green grower. I said green grower. The gringos are only 4% of the population, according to last census in FAR. So you have to say that slowly. And I'd like to encourage the work toward restoring nature, but nature's being restored is going to attract more ecotourist dollars. And if you plant one native tree, it produces a flower. That's the thing about most of the trees down here. There's some 18 species of native trees in the FAR area, and once they flower, that attracts pollinators for the agriculture that we have. It also feeds hummingbirds and butterflies, but people come to see those, and we need those creatures for quality of life. But that flower turns into a berry, and one berry attracts another bird, and the tree itself is a habitat for a protein source for migrating indigenous birds. So we have a $500 million a year tourist industry that we need to build up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next presenter is Saret Garcia. Okay. Next presenter is Jaime Salazar.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jaime Salazar with the Drainage District. This morning, I just wanted to take time to announce to our constituents that the Drainage District does have surplus dirt available. I'm going to read out the locations that we do have. We've got one location, the north of Monte Cristo Road between Wallace and North Main Drain, approximately a quarter mile east of Jackson Road. It's at our J09 project. We've got dirt located at South Main Drain between Highway 281 and Business 281. This is just south of the AMC Theater in Edinburgh. We also have surplus dirt available at our South Main Drain, which is east of 493, south of 107, Precinct 1. Our Peñitas Drain, currently under construction. That one's in Peñitas, Texas, just north of US 83 to the canal crossing. Our Raymondville Drain, north of Edinburgh, just south of 2812. We've got our Weslaco North Lateral, which is east side of Birch Subdivision, phase 2. And also our Mercedes Lateral, which is west of Mile 3, west 2, Mile 2. That's just right behind the Lucero del Norte area in Precinct 1 also. These locations are posted on our website. If anyone is interested, they can log on and look at the locations. If not, they can contact the district at 956-292-7080 and ask for Jaime Salazar. Thank you.
Jaime,
Yes,
is
sir.
this field dirt?
Yes, sir. Well, it's dirt that we have, surplus, but filled in.
What about the loading and stuff like
The
that?
loading is, yes, the loading is, we load only haul trucks, that move dirt trucks. The district will do the loading for them. We do require that the haulers have or fill out a hold harmless agreement. Yeah. But it does, like I say, it does have to be a dirt moving truck. We don't load small pickups, small trailers, anything like that. But yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our last presenter is Ms. Hilda Castillo.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Hilda Castillo y soy miembro de la Lupe. Y en nombre de la Lupe doy las gracias al señor juez Ramón García por habernos recibido ayer. Y solo queremos recordarle que hemos estado pidiendo traducción por mucho tiempo y necesitamos una respuesta rápida y hemos sido pacientes por mucho tiempo. Y ya nos estamos desesperando. Muchas gracias.
Good morning. My name is Hilda Castillo. I'm a member of Lupe. And in the name of Lupe and Arise, we just wanted to thank the judge, Ramon Garcia, for meeting with us yesterday. And we just wanted to remind him that, and remind the court that we've been asking for translation for a long time. We needed a response quickly because I think that we've been most patiently. But we do need, we are coming to the end of our patience, so please consider this and give us a response quickly. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all we have, Judge.
Any concerns with the consent agenda?
There's just 8A and 8B that recommend, no action. We're removing no action or remove it from the consent agenda. Everything else in order.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Okay, and if we'll take 8A and B, there will be no action on that. What was removed from the consent agenda? There will be no action today on it.
8A and 8B, right?
Yes, sir. If I may, item 5, discussion presentation made at Wilson County Commissioners Court during their scheduled public workshop Wednesday, May 30th, 2018. We went and met with our partners in adjacent partners to the east in Willacy to just present the information, update on the Rainbow Drain and the Restore Act funding that we're seeking. We had the county judge Guerra there the Commissioner Aguirre as well, and Commissioner Gonzalez were the three elected officials that were at the workshop. Troy Allen from Delta Lake was there, and we had numerous other people from the area as well there in the workshop. And we had just open dialogue and discussion about the project itself and the Restore Act. It's in the process of, it's in at the Treasury level right now. As I briefed the board a while back, we're eligible for approximately $7 million worth of money for the cleaning of the existing rainbow drain, the existing footprint of it. And predominantly 47 miles of that is in Willacy County, and 14 miles is in our county. So we will be utilizing those funds, as I mentioned, to clear the existing rainbow drain location, which will improve flow primarily in Willacy, but in our eastern portion of our county, northeastern portion, what currently drains into it would also derive a benefit from it. But wanted to brief the board that the meeting went very well. The judge and the commissioners over there were very receptive to it. We got some good feedback. We committed to evaluating San Perlita's issues, drainage. I know in 2015 we had some issues there. We helped alleviate or help set up one of the pumps there for one of the commissioners. We, since this is part of the footprint, part of the watershed for the Rainbow Drain, the Drainage District is going to look most likely through in-house engineering staff at how that water is behaving in that area and see what can be done to assist San Perlita, or what type of plans could be developed to help that area. So, since it is in the watershed of the Rainbow Drain, we committed to that. We told them we would follow up, and I'll be in communication with them on that, working with them. So, like I said, it was well received. We got some good feedback. So, we will be making a presentation in Delta Lake as well on the discussions that took place, and we'll continue to open dialogue with Willacy County on this project, Rainbow Drain, obviously also on the Delta project that will be impacting our region. So just wanted to brief the board on it. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. But okay. Great. If I may, item 6, recognition of Downtown County District 1 equipment operator, Mr. Frank Weller, for competing in the first annual Texas Public Works Association Equipment Rodeo and for placing first in the backhoe competition. We have Mr. Vince Romeo here from the City of McAllen, actually, as part of the association, and he reached out to us regarding this competition. It's a skill but safety competition as well. My understanding is it's about making sure that the equipment that's being managed and operated is operated in a safe manner, but also the skill level of the employee that is doing it. So I'll turn it over to Vince, kind of talk a little bit about the competition, what it's about, and everything. And Mr. Weller with the Drainage District took first place in the backhoe competition. So, but I'll turn it over to Vince. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Honorable Judge, Commissioners. So as Mr. Cecine was saying, we had our first annual TPWA rodeo on May 19th. We had a total of 22 backhoe operators from 6 different entities: City of Edinburgh, City of Harlingen, McAllen, Roma, Hidalgo County Drainage District 1, and also Hidalgo County Precinct 2. So out of those 22 operators, it was a timed event based on accuracy. 16 exceeded the time limit. 16 were disqualified. Only 8 actually only 6 made the qualifying time. Mr. Frank Wellers had the winning time of 2 minutes and 45 seconds with no defaults. So with that, I really want to commend Mr. Wellers. He put all our guys to shame. He did a really great job. He's a good operator. So this whole rodeo, this is going to be a traveling rodeo. This was our first one, so we're looking every year to another entity to sponsor it. It's going to be a collaborative effort. We hope to get more entities involved. We also hope to have a new committee every year, and we're hoping to see more people next year. I want to introduce Christina Leal. She's our president for TPWA. She has a few words she wants to say as well. But again, congratulations, Mr. Wellers. Thank you.
Yes. Judge, Commissioners, my name is Christina Leal, and I am the president of TPWA. I just wanted to take a few moments to let you know what the organization is that put on this first annual rodeo. TPWA stands for Texas Public Works Association. It is part of the American Public Works Association. It's a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to the exchange of knowledge and advocacy related to public works, and particularly streets and drainage. Our local chapter is comprised of entities from Starr County, Hidalgo County, and Cameron County. And present with us is Chris Torres with the City of McAllen. He's our Vice President. And Larry Ayala with the City of Edinburgh. He's our current Secretary. And as you can see, it's open to both public entities and private entities, anyone working within the public works field. And I appreciate you having us here today. Thank you.
Also, I just wanted to mention that because Mr. Wellers did win first place in the backhoe, that qualifies him for sponsorship from the TPWA to the state competition, which will be held early February. We're not exactly sure where yet, but as soon as we get all those details, we'll be passing that on to Mr. Cecine. But Mr. Wellers will be representing the TPWA at the state level. Thank you.
Frank, anything you'd like to say, brother? Come on up. Fine. You good? Awesome. Oh, good job. All right. Appreciate you, Frank. Thank you. You mind if we get a picture with the board? Robert, come on, Frank.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Next item.
Yes, sir. Item 7, recommend bid award and approval to issue purchase order to Rio Rally Pipe, LLC, to be a CAPA, the sole responsible bidder, meeting all requirements. Specification of the advertised RFP number ACDD 1-18-02-10530, purchase of precast box covers, 10 by 7, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295.
So for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you. Item 8A, requesting approval to accept bids and award construction contract to lowest and best bidder meeting all specified requirements. RFP number ACDD 1-18-02-70530, current drain improvements, road crossings, Alamo Road, Tower Road, Sharp Road, and 83rd Street, and also Canyon Road. Should have been included in there. To International Consulting ICE for the base bid and alternate number 1, the total amount of $296,470 is recommended by ACDD 1 project engineer, Mr. Saldivar, subject to legal approval and compliance, House Bill 1295.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
8B, pursuant Texas Law Government Code 262031, in the interest of expediting project's progress, requesting authority approval for Drainage District General Manager to execute change orders that involve an increase or decrease in cost of $50,000 or less. In no event exceed the change order statutory limits, the original contract price may not be decreased by 18% or more without the consent of the contractor.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
9A, request approval to create 5 temporary maintenance 1 positions not to exceed 880 working hours and sets out hourly rate of $12.88.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you. 9B, approval of revised salary schedule and budget amendment for the fund new positions noted in item A in the amount of $64,413.40.
So move.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 10A, request an extension for competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 26202-484 for the professional engineering services.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
10B, presentation of scoring gear for the purpose of ranking by the Board of Directors. The firms graded and evaluated the district's approved pool of engineering firms with a vision of professional engineering services for the Delta Region Water Management Project.
So move.
Have and Associates 95, Sam's 92, and Gutierrez 90.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, pursuant to the Board's approval, request authority for Hidalgo Drainage Number 1 to negotiate professional engineering service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm of Half and Associates, Inc. for the provision of a professional engineering service for the Delta Region Water Management Project.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 11A, application for payment number 2 in the amount of $78,029.10 from Vencer Contractors LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-18-003-0206, Alamo Lateral and Cesar Chavez Drain Phase 2 improvements, North Canton, Alberta, and Tower Road crossings, reviewed by Mr. Salivar from my office.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, application for payment number 5 in the amount of $62,048.30 from Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract ACDD 1-16-040-0816, East Down Drain Flood Pump.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, application for payment number 6 in the amount of $103,277.58 from Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract ACDD 1-16-048-0816, East Down Drain Flood Pump.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item D, application for payment number 3 in the amount of $661.50 from Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-16-041-0816, South Mercedes Lateral Flood Pump Drainage Improvement.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item E, application for payment number 6 in the amount of $661.50 from Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract ACDD 1-16-039-0816, Mercedes Lateral Flood Pump Drainage Improvement.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 12, request approval and payment of the claim to Magic Valley Concrete in the amount of $2,171.50 for 21 yards of 3,500 PSI concrete that was required for the construction of Precinct 1 Valdez Road crossing, invoice number 173302 and 173258.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We do have just a couple items on the executive session.
Pursuant to 551071 and 551072 of the Texas Government Code, I would entertain a motion to proceed to executive session.
So move.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Can I have your attention, please? We're now back in open session.
Yes, sir. Under real estate acquisition, we'll proceed as directed as well, and potential litigation. Item C, potential litigation regarding declaratory action, bond validation, the resolution to sell $100 million bond renewal drain. District 2013 bond referendum will proceed as directed as well. Thank you.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. At this time, we're going to be convening our regular meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court, posted for today, June the 5th, 2018. Present are Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, Commissioner Flores, Precinct 3, Commissioner Palacios, Precinct 4, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Hidalgo County. Give us your wisdom as we make decisions that will affect them today and in the years to come. Help us to work well together, recognizing that each of us are here because we want what is best for Hidalgo County. We ask for your blessing and your guidance. Amen.
Any concerns with the consent agenda?
Judge, Commissioners, I ask that we pull consent agenda item 9B. authorized for action.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item consent agenda, item 9B, for the record, I want to make a clarification. Item 9B reflects that the road and district construction for El Flaco Chiquito subdivision states Hidalgo Precinct 1 Border Colonia Access Program Project. That should actually be Precinct 3 Border Colonia Access Project or Program Project. Can I have a motion?
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, we're going to be moving up certain items, beginning with item 8A.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Julia Benita Sullivan presenting for our County Clerk, Arturo Guajardo Jr. Item 8A is a resolution in honor of Ernest Edward Gonzalez. And if you could all join us. Thank you. Yes. Okay. As they're making their way up, I'll go ahead and read the resolution with your permission. Okay. Resolution in honor of Ernest Edward Gonzalez. Whereas Mr. Ernest Edward Gonzalez is being honored for his outstanding work and dedication to the citizens of Hidalgo County. And whereas Mr. Gonzalez was born in San Juan, Texas, to Raimundo and Sandra Gonzalez. And whereas he was hired to work in the office of Hidalgo County Clerk Arturo Guajardo Jr. on August 8, 2016. Mr. Gonzalez worked in the Criminal Department and was assigned to the Collections Department on August 14, 2017. He achieved the title of one of the top 3 collectors in the county after just 1 month and collected $200,000 for the first quarter of the year. And whereas the Governmental Collectors Association of Texas consists of professionals responsible for the collection of funds for governmental entities across the state of Texas, and whereas the Governmental Collectors Association of Texas has taken notice of Mr. Gonzalez's hard work and has named him as the 2018 Collector of the Year. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and honors Mr. Ernest Edward Gonzalez for his service, dedication, and commitment to the citizens of Hidalgo County.
Approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously.
Approve this 5th day of June 2018. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much for this recognition, and all I can say is I give thanks to the Office of the Hidalgo County Clerk, Mr. Arturo Guajardo, for assembling a great team and the support that he provides for us employees. Thank you, guys.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Thank you for allowing us to be here with you guys this morning. If you'll recall, a few years ago, it felt like a few years ago, it's been about 18 years ago now that we started this collections department. Has been a very successful program for us, with all the effort being centralized in one location. It has really helped us collect all that money, and you know all that money goes to the road and bridge, so it's all good. But it was quite a surprise to have Ernie go up there to that meeting at the statewide level and be recognized as the Collector of the Year. He had only been there for about 5 or 6 months, I think. So it was quite a surprise, and we're elated. You know, it's always been about our staff. They've always done a great job for us, and this is just another perfect example of the right person for the right job. So thank you guys for that this morning.
Good morning. Just want to say I'm very proud of Ernest. He hasn't been there very long, but he's accomplished a lot more than people have been there a lot longer. And I'm very proud of him, and I'm happy for him, and I think he's an asset to the county. Thank you.
Okay. Keep an eye on him. Thanks. Okay, on the count of three, please. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Gonzalez, do you want to hold this? Yes. Okay. On the count of three. Mr. Gonzalez, can you please step first? 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is going to be under Precinct 4, 14A,
Thank you.
resolution in honor of Claudia Garza Noyola.
Judge, Commissioners, I'm going to have either Pepe or Elizabeth present the resolution. First and foremost, we have two decorated veterans, service members of the United States Armed Forces. I'm honored to have them here with us today, and I'll have Elizabeth read the resolution, then we'll close up with some comments as well.
Hi, good morning. Resolution in honor of Claudia Garza Noyola. Whereas retired Major Claudia Noyola is being honored for her exceptional work and dedication to the children of Edinburgh High School and her service to the United States of America. Whereas she was born to Raul and Hida Garza from Edinburgh, Texas, Major Noyola is a graduate of the University of Texas with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology and Master's in Human Resources. Whereas Major Noyola is married to Lieutenant Colonel Arnold Noyola and have 3 children. Whereas Major Noyola is a recipient of the Bronze Star Medal, Army Meritorious Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Meritorious Unit Citation, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Medal, Southwest Asia Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, among many more. Whereas Major Noyola has always known she wanted to serve her community, and after retiring from the Army, she found comfort in teaching. She knew that one way to give back to her community was to teach the generations to come. She has been teaching at Edinburgh High School for the last 2 years. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and honors Major Claudia Garza Noyola for her outstanding service, dedication, and commitment of service to the children of Edinburgh High School and service to the United States of America, dated this 5th day of June, 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
With us today, we also have a resolution in honor of Ociel Suarez. Whereas Ociel Suarez enlisted in the U.S. Army on July 14, 1978, and retired on July 31, 2000. And whereas during his 22-year military career, Mr. Suarez served in various positions of responsibility in combat arms field artillery, such as Section Sergeant, 1st Infantry Division, Fort Riley, Kansas Platoon Sergeant, Gulf War, Infantry Division, Fort Hood, Texas, and Sergeant for 1st Cavalry Division, and Instructor Evaluator at the United States Sergeant Major Academy. And whereas he has earned several awards and decorations, which include the Bronze Star Medal, Meritorious Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Southwest Asia Service Medal with 3 Bronze Service Star, and the Non-Commissioned Officers Professional Development Medal. And whereas he graduated from Bishop High School in Bishop, Texas on May 29, 1977, and earned an associate's degree in general studies from Central Texas College in Kylie, Texas, and received United States Army Cadet Command certification in 2000. And whereas he has taught at Edinburgh High School since 2012, joining a strong team of leaders having a position impact on student success. And whereas Mr. Suarez plans to retire from his current position as an Army instructor in June 2019, now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and honors Ociel Suarez for his outstanding service, dedication, and commitment to the children of Edinburgh High School and the United States of America, dated this 5th day of June, 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Judge and Commissioners, I wanted to bring these two individuals up to Commissioners Court. I was asked to be at their military ball on May the 5th, and the contribution and the impact they're having on the lives of the young, the youth, there at Edinburgh High School is, I witnessed it. It's quite an impact on what they're doing with children, and I was honored to be there that day, and I thought it'd be so fitting as I look back at their military service, distinguished military service, not just that, to have them here at home helping us mold the minds of young children here has just been a blessing to our community. I just want to make sure that we recognize them and give them the due respect that they deserve.
Thank you. And so, again, thank you, Commissioner, for attending our military ball. It was our great honor. We like inviting our local alumni from Edinburgh High School back to our event so that we can highlight former alumni from Edinburgh High School and show our students what they too can see themselves at one point where they can achieve more than what they are doing now. It is our honor to teach our community students. It is our privilege. We enjoy what we do. This is only my second year teaching. Ociel has been doing this now for almost 19 years at other schools throughout Texas, and I myself am very honored. I'm going to pass it over to Ociel to share a few words.
Good morning, and thank you for allowing us to be here. It's been my honor and my privilege as well to serve for all these years. Nothing more is more rewarding than to see our young people in high school doing good things. And because of the support that the community gives, I feel that that's passed on to our youth here in the community. This is a great community, and thank each and every one of you for what you do each and every single day. Thank you.
Thank you for what you do, sir.
Good job.
All right, we're going to go back to item number 5A. It's that time of year again. For a presentation from the Office of Emergency Management Coordinator, Mr. Ricardo Sardinia, on the upcoming 2018 Atlantic hurricane season.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Thank you all very much. As you all know, we already began our hurricane season as of June 1st through November 1st of this year. We got started a little early, the latter part of May, which is very unusual. It impacted the Gulf Coast of Florida and part of the Alabama area. So with that said, we've been moving on with our preparedness program. It's been around throughout the year, but it has picked up since May. We've met with the precincts. We've met with our home health officials. We've met with our local partners, the cities, and we're continue moving forward. The Atlantic season forecast, there's going to be a total of 10 to 16 named storms. 5 to 9 of those are going to be hurricanes. 1 to 4 are going to be major hurricanes for this year. That's the prediction from NOAA. Some of the other things that we had that came up during our meeting with the National Weather Service, expect 70 to 90 days of triple-digit numbers this summer. So if you would, please pass on to our employees that are on the field to make sure that they stay hydrated, they stay well covered, and take the breaks that they need because of these triple-digit numbers. Especially right now, a lot of you all are doing paving projects. That asphalt plays a number and brings that temperature even higher. So if you would, please pass that on. We're going to have limited rainfall between the months of May through July. So expect that. They're predicting some rain Friday and Saturday, but they said a wild chance. But we never know. Let's just pray for it. The other thing is that they're predicting that is usually our tropical activity begins in the month of August through September is when we usually see the most activity. So those are some of the things that have come up. We're meeting with the National Weather Service out of Brownsville. We had a half-day program, and those are the key projects that we need to take care of. Again, we're doing our Dare to Prepare programs. They will begin tomorrow, and I think you have a list there. They will begin tomorrow, Wednesday, June the 6th at the Monte Alto CRC, on Thursday at the San Juan CRC, on Friday, June the 8th at the Endowment Center in La Blanca, on Wednesday, June the 13th at the Progreso CRC, and on Friday, June 15th on the South Tower CRC. This is in conjunction with the Texas A&M program, thanks to Julia and her staff, my staff in putting these together, and the support of the county for making these programs happen. And we're constantly getting phone calls on a daily basis to give presentations to other outlets within our county. Do you have any questions? If none, that concludes my presentation, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief.
You have a good day.
Judge, Commissioners, I'm going to ask the court to please recess our regular Commissioners' Court so we can open up the county workshop, then ask that we recess the workshop and then come back and finish up the Commissioners' Court meeting.
All right, at this time, we're going to recess our regular Hidalgo County Commissioners Court meeting and proceed with our regular Commissioners Court meeting. All right, item 5B, presentation by the Food Bank of the Valley.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Julia Sullivan with Public Affairs. As Judge said, item 5B is a presentation by the Food Bank, RGV, regarding the Commodity Supplemental Food Program, and applications are being accepted for this free food distribution program, which benefits low-income senior citizens. Joining us are two representatives from the Food Bank RGV, Manager of Corporate Engagement and Events, Philip Farias, and Chief Program Officer Libby Salinas. So if you'd all like to say a few words.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners, for allowing us to come here today. We actually have a expansion in one of our programs, which is our Commodity Supplemental Food Program. Many people might know it as a cheese program. It is a program where we target our elderly people, 60 years and older, that are under an income of $1,300 and live within the counties of Hidalgo, Willacy, and Cameron County. And TDA, USDA gave us an allotment of 2,500 additional caseload. So we are able to serve more elderly people on this program that we have. And we need your help in spreading the word to those clients and people that we have within the counties that could benefit from this program. So that's why we are here today, so y'all can help us spread the word about the program. Any questions? I do have some flyers that I can leave in the back for y'all.
All right.
Pass out as well.
Well, thank you very much for what you do out there.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Judge, with your permission, can we take a photo with y'all?
Can you get Thank you so much.
Item 6, our district courts.
Yes, Judge, if you permit me, the 430th District Court, this is requesting approval to process payment for the following invoices and claims. This was for sign language required by a handicapped defendant.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 7, our Hida Task Force.
Morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 7A, authorization and approval to accept the memorandums of understanding between the Hidalgo County Hida Task Force and the City of Edinburgh Police Department, City of FAR Police Department, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and the Texas Military Forces Joint Counter-Drug Task Force.
So move.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 7B, authorization and approval to accept the Cooperative Agreement Award number G18SS0002A between Hidalgo County and the Executive Office President of National Drug Control Policy and the supplemental amount of $445,708 for the grant period of January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019.
Move approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 2, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for the Hida Task Force grant.
Move approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 3, approval of appropriation of funds for the Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office, Hida Task Force, in the amount of $445,708.
Move approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 9, our Executive Office, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Item 9A, 1 and 2, there's no action or presentation today or discussion. Item 9B, I'm asking the board for action on a resolution authorizing the resale of certain struck-off properties on July 3rd, 2018. There is an attached list.
Thank you, Valden. Just for the record, Michael Cano with Linebarger, and just here to answer any questions y'all may have.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cano. Item C, I'm going to ask Mr. Leo come to the podium. Item C, well, I'll let you go ahead and read it.
Michael Leo, Economic Development. 9C, discussion, consideration, and action on appointment of board member to represent the County of Hidalgo on the Mercedes Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Board of Directors.
All right. And so, Judge Commissioners, I'm recommending that we appoint Mr. Leo as a board member to represent the county with the Mercedes Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Board.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D, Mr. Leo, I'll go ahead and E as well.
Okay. D1 is discussion and approval of the addendum to the tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and the Hidalgo Wind Farm LLC Phase 1. This is an addendum, not an amendment. We're not changing anything. This is the agreement that was approved by the court back in December of 2014 for Wind Farm Phase 1. In that agreement, it stipulated that once that they provide the county auditor's office the validation of the capital investment and the auditor's office validates that we come back and add the addendum to the agreement to that effect. So that's what we're asking for here today.
So is that the one I'm supposed to be abstaining for? No?
No, that's the prior one from 3 years ago.
Move approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, there was a question with respect to the benefit to the public from Ms. Fern with respect to tax abatements.
I don't know why I'm asking now. Y'all have already voted to do it. Y'all never asked any questions. What is the status on the report describing the benefits to the public? I understand. I looked up the backup. I see the backup for the windmill company and the people that own them. But what does the abatement do for the public? Do y'all ever ask that? Today you didn't. You don't try to let the people know. And I get calls and says, what are we getting from these windmills? And I usually say the bill. So like I say, I don't understand why when things come up on the agenda, you put them on there, but you never explain to the public what it is, how much it is, or anything like that.
want to discuss the benefit to the county taxpayer?
Okay. I guess a couple of things as an economic development project. That particular project, for example, invested over $250 million. A lot of that was construction dollars, so that was a boost to the local economy. There was indirect jobs that were created as a result of that, and now, of course, there's permanent jobs that are still there in place in maintaining the wind farm itself and then the turbines themselves. There was an impact to the landowners. There was between the two, I want to say about 40 to 50 landowners that entered into separate agreements, private agreements with the companies. They received an economic benefit from the project as well. We're not abating all taxes, of course. The county still retains a percentage of the new taxes that are increases. Those are taxes that weren't there before. Had the project not happened, we wouldn't be receiving any of those benefits at all.
What percentage does the county retain during the abatement period?
Up to 30%.
And after the abatement period is over, then is the entire amount subject to taxation?
Correct, 100%.
All right. So the benefit is that we're going to have approximately $250 million additional property values that are going to be subject to ad valorem taxes.
Correct. It could be up to that amount, yes.
And only the improvement is being abated, right?
Sorry?
All the prior taxes are still the same. Only the improvements are being abated.
Correct. Now, only the increase. We never give what we're receiving today.
Question is when, Mr. Leo?
The abatement is for a 10-year period. So we still, during those 10 years, we still collect where we were 2 years ago when this started. Again, we don't dip into our existing tax base, so to speak. We're collecting the 30% of new taxes, and then when the 10 years are up, we collect 100%.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Item 2 is the same thing, discussion and approval of the addendum to the tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and the Hidalgo County Wind Farm, LLC, Phase 2. It was just broken down in 2 phases.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor, say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Okay. Item E is discussion and approval of the addendum to the tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and Wonderful Citrus Packing, LLC. This is similar circumstances. This is for the project in Mission that we worked with Mission EDC back in 2016 with a capital investment of approximately $28 million. Those dollars have been validated by the auditor's office, so we're now asking for this addendum. This is also, just to clarify for the record, this is I'm just going to read it. It's a second amendment and addendum to the agreement from 2016. And the amendment is just, what we're stipulating is we had asked them for construction as built plans. This is not a construction facility. The building was already there, so it wasn't newly construction. It was remodeled. So we just need we need to clarify that language on that. That's what the amendment is. And the addendum is the dollars that they put into it.
Mr. Lee, the same question posed for item E with respect to Wonderful Citrus Packing LLC with respect to the economic benefit to the residents.
The benefits similar to those that we mentioned earlier. This one in particular was a unique circumstances that building was looking to close down completely. Right. So when they came to us, we looked at this as retaining jobs. We were able, as a result of this, because the project was not going to happen, working with Mission EDC, we were able to save the project, save the company, retain over 115 jobs. They also added 13 more new jobs, and they've invested $25 million into the project on top of what's there today. So we expect an increase in ad valorem taxes as a result of those improvements that they make. And this one will be for the next 5 years.
Those in favor, say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 10, our human resources.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Raul Seguero, Department of Human Resources.
Good morning, sir.
Item 10A, Judge, I'm asking first for requesting a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related amendments that are listed below.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Item B pertains to the classification and compensation plan salary schedule for various departments. We're asking approval of the CCP salary schedule adjustments as listed on Exhibit A, effective next full pay period, 6/11/2018, with 2 exceptions. These are corrections. They're not salary increases to any employees or anything like that. Employees get promoted, and they're guaranteed a 3.5% raise, so these are promotions or they're transfers. The 2 exceptions are on the next page. There's a lateral transfer in the DA's office. The employee is transferring from Hida to the DA's office, and the budgeted salary is at step 1. The employee is already making the 61,800. So he gets to, on a lateral, you move, you keep your salary, you keep your step, but we just need to make that adjustment. And on the second one, the attorney was hired 6/4, so that would be effective 6/4. The position was posted prior to 4/30, so the step is between steps. The salary is 75. So that's a new hire, lateral transfer, and the others are simply adjusting the step to accommodate new employees, promotions, and a title change.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And then item 2 on B is approval of the updated and corrected classification and compensation classified positions list.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. Item 11, Urban County.
Tennessee.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Tony Barco, Urban County. 11A, number 1, hold a public hearing to consider public comments for the Urban County Programs UCP proposed substantial amendment to the 5-year Consolidated Plan 2013-2017 and the 1-year action plan and 2017 1-year action plan as well.
At this time, we're going to convene a public hearing to consider public comments for the Urban County Programs proposed substantial amendment to the 5-year Consolidated Plan, 2016 1-year action plan, and 2017 1-year action plan. Is there anyone that desires to make any comments? Nobody stepping forward. At this time, we're going to be closing the public hearing and moving on to item 11A2.
Requesting approval of a substantial amendment to the Urban County Programs 5-year Consolidated Plan and 2013-2017 and the 1-year action plan 2017 1-year action plan as well.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Item 12A, Human Services, Health and Human Services Department.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. Item 12A is requesting approval of Hidalgo County Health and Human Services staff in partnership with Hidalgo County Emergency Management staff to host and provide training for the local amateur radio operators at the Health Department conference room for the field day exercise, which will be held on Saturday, June 23rd, 2018. This is an annual training event we do with them.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is requesting approval to submit a grant renewal application for the tuberculosis federal FY19 program in the amount of $437,771 in grant funds and $87,554 in local match funds, which have been part of our budgetary action for this year. The allocation period will run from January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C is requesting approval to accept the Texas Healthy Communities Grant Contract Amendment 2016-003876, Amendment number 3. The purpose of the amendment is to allow for successful completion of the projects and to add FY19 award allocation of $50,000. The period will run from October 1st, 2018 through September 30th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, requesting approval for county judge to e-sign the Texas Healthy Communities Contract Amendments and related documents.
So move.
Approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3, requesting approval of certification of revenue in the amount of $50,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 4, requesting approval of the budget appropriation.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Items D and E, there is no action if there's any questions. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Item 13, our Head Start program.
Good morning. We have one item, and this item has to do with COLA.
And we have discussion, consideration, and authorization to submit a supplemental funding application for a cost of living adjustment COLA in the amount of $682,017, and training and technical assistance in the amount of $45,753, for a total of $727,770 for year 2018, beginning January the 1st, ending December the 31st, 2018.
This will be applied for all employees.
Across the board, we received a notification on the 22nd, met with Mr. Guerra, prepared an agenda item for Policy Council because the turnaround date is June the 16th, and it is across the board.
Our Head Start program is a federally funded program.
Yes, sir.
These monies are not local taxpayer dollars. They're money that come
No, sir.
from
It's
the
all-
federal government.
That's right.
Judge Commissioners, just to add to that, we did meet with Ms. Teresa, Mr. Seguero, and Mr. Cruz were at the meeting, and as we've done in the past, Ms. Teresa and staff also have taken into account any cost expenditures for next year to be anticipated, and so there is, with respect to, you may want to just elaborate just a little bit on that.
Yes. If you look at the application, we have the first part in there is the letter from the Office of Head Start, but the letter that we submitted with a proposal that is submitted to the Office of Head Start shows that a 2.6% total would be $682,017. And when you apply the COLA for us in looking at benefits and the employees, it's $628,087 with a variance of $52,930. Those funds will be used for supplies and other items that are listed below. You see telephones, classroom cameras, playground equipment. In anticipation that this will not be allocated to salaries, since we are expecting an increase in insurance, and this would work towards meeting that in January. So for this year, the funds, the $52,000 would go into the amount that you see in each one of the categories listed in that chart. And then it would move into making up for that percentage increase in insurance that is coming in. Then on that second page, you see $45,753 that can only be used for training. It cannot be used for salaries, and you see the designated areas that we have chosen to allocate it to. And that's all the funding that came in, or is coming in.
Thank you.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. And item 15, our budget office.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 15A1 is a presentation of the 2019 budget process calendar. We've attached the calendar to the agenda, and we'll have it posted on our website as well. One of the main things that we just want to get across is we'll be starting the departmental budget entries next week. We'll submit the instructions and the budget development criteria to all the departments tomorrow, and then have them enter the budget request for the next 2 weeks. We'll review those requests the remainder of June and have departmental meetings in case there's any issues where we do have some budget issues by the departments on different various items. And then we'll begin the workshops, the budget workshops in July for this fiscal year. Again, one main item that we would have is we expect to adopt the budget on September 25th, and we will need at least 4 voting members present to be able to set the tax rate at that time. There's no action that's needed on that. I just wanted to update the court on the budget process.
And just as a bit of additional information, on that date, you do need for setting the tax rate, but you need a quorum for the proposed tax rate.
Correct.
Okay.
And the proposed tax rate, we're looking at setting that, having the discussion on the proposed tax rate around August 14th, that meeting date. We should get the certified valuations July 25th or a little bit after that. And then that'll give the tax assessor collector ample time to be able to run the effective and rollback tax rates and then have the discussion on August 14th. Item 15A2, discussion and approval of the 2019 budget development criteria. And this is basically going to be the guide as to how we develop our budget for next year. We're looking at developing a budget with no tax increase. We're also looking to see to provide employees with some type of cost of living adjustment, which is going to be based on the consumer price index changes between the second quarter of this year to the last CPI COLA adjustment that we gave to employees. Right now, it's sort of tracking around 4.4. Depending on the evaluation increases and depending on the revenue projections for next year, we may come back to the court and recommend a lower amount. Perhaps 3.5 is what we're looking at right now preliminarily. But we will in July, and we'll bring that back as soon as we have better data on the property values and other revenues that we have for the county.
And Mr. Cruz, when you said no tax increase, you mean no tax rate increase?
No tax rate increase, correct. Yes, thank you for that clarification.
But you're going to look closely at maybe there would be a decrease.
We'll bring back the options to the court for the court's consideration, and see what the court is willing to do and what the county can afford to do. Again, one of the other ones is making sure that we have a balanced budget for fiscal year 2019, as we've had the past 2 years. Also, no personnel increases. We're trying to keep the personnel increases to a minimum. That's sort of right now our highest cost as far as our operating budget. There will be some exceptions. For example, we do have the 464th District Court that will become effective 1/1/2019. And there will be some ancillary positions needed for that as well with the District Clerk's office and the DA's office. So there will be some exceptions to that no personnel increase.
And Judge, Commissioners, with that being said, with respect to the new court that will be official in 2019 January, I am working with Purchasing Department. We're still trying to find some options at the courthouse with respect to housing. But as Mr. Cruz said, there are going to be over and above the court, you do have an additional cost. This is a district court, so we would be looking at and working with the district clerk for that additional cost associated with her office. But again, we will have, in a short time, we will have options for the court.
So how far are we in projecting the sanitation department on the privatizing and factoring that on and the reduction of our M&O based on potential reduction in tipping fees and the personnel demands and all that?
Yeah, as far as on the sanitation, if we were to privatize, I mean, we should see an immediate a reduction in cost of roughly about $1.6 million in disposal fees. That's what we spent last year. Right now, we do have roughly about $3.5 million in personnel, and we are having meetings with the CISA staff to discuss how we will transition out of the transfer stations into the privatization model. So we do anticipate that we would do that via reduction in force. So
let me ask you a question.
Yes.
I thought on the initial stages we talked about the potential chance in the RFP that they would absorb.
Correct. We will be putting, we do have a language in the RFP for them to give consideration to county employees, such as the truck drivers that we have, personnel that they will be needing to run their own operations, give our personnel a sort of a preferred status for hiring. We do expect that some of them will transition over to whoever's selected, to whatever vendor is selected. And then again, we have regular vacancies that occur throughout the year. We would be asking the court to redline all of the sanitation positions, and then whenever they become vacant, we would then just not hire those positions anymore. I know that we have some positions that would be able to transition into road and bridge, so that we would ask that those be transferred over. And that we're trying to work with all the precincts to make sure that we have a smooth transition. There's again some things within the sanitation programs that will probably might have to continue. So I'm not anticipating 100% reduction in expenses that first year, but we should see a significant amount. And we will sort of build that into the model when we do our budget development for next year. However, we are trying to be a little bit more conservative than we normally would be.
And Commissioner, let me transition into what you just said with respect to transferring over where there's a need in the county. From a countywide standpoint, I know that we've been working with your office and be finalizing with Commissioner Cantu's office with respect to operations from a countywide standpoint, specifically mechanics. We've been looking at that now for quite some time, and while there's a need on one end of the county for additional mechanics, and we've been working with those departments, saying, you know what, we're cognizant of the costs associated and trying to be as efficient as we can with the current staff. There is a need on that side. There is, on the other side, we do have that personnel that we're trying to transition over, and so we'll be coming to court, I'd say within the next couple of weeks with Seguero, so that we can see if we can transfer from one end or from one side of the county to the other side of the county, and it would have a twofold effect. One, we become more efficient with respect to the operations, and two, we don't, we preserve, in essence, these individuals' livelihood.
Yeah, and the other thing is the not needing to address the issues in regards to facilities or additional facilities for no apparent reason when we can centralize that. So, whatever y'all need on our part.
Thank you. Don't you also have to consider the franchise fee income?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah. And one of the other things that we do have is we do have, roughly about $1.25 million in permits fees that would at that same time go away. So there is, we would need to account for that as well, for that offset.
How much of a percentage of the people are you not going to sign up with the privatizing? 20%, 30%?
No, we would expect that at least 50% would sign up. We would hope that we would try to have a better model than some of the counties that have tried this and be able to get the word out.
You are going to need the collection stations.
Yeah, we are. And the idea, Commissioner, was to take it like a 2 to 3 year phased out approach where they man our collection sites still provided and sort of wean them into the curbside pickup, which is probably the best way to do it.
Because I know Precinct 1 and Precinct 4 have a problem in their brush, right?
Yes, big problem.
Yes, and we've been meeting, we met last week, and we've been meeting previously to that, and I believe that we have another meeting this week as well to try to iron out that and make sure that that transition is as smooth as possible and make sure that there's no services that are not being provided to all the residents. Make sure everything's accounted for. As far as moving forward on the development criteria for next year's budget, we're looking at funding no new projects unless there's 100% funding identified to offset those expenses, to maintain the current operating budget for the departments, also to have a good review of grant positions that are expiring and terminating those unless there's a critical need. And also, we would like to make sure that we mandate and adhere to a 90-day rolling freeze for vacancies, so the positions can stay vacant for 90 days, and that should assist in providing lapse funding and be able to identify any extraordinary issues that we encounter during the budget. So we'll have funding available for that. Judge Commissioners, if I could, I would like to have approval of these development criteria. That way we can report back to the departments that these are guidelines that the court is wanting them to follow when submitting their budget requests.
For approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 15B is authorization and approval to deobligate a total of $467,814.87 from the HAVA funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And item 15C is approval of a salary schedule correction effective 4/30/2018. Just title correction for a deputy sheriff, which should have been a deputy constable.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. Item 16, purchasing.
Yes, Martha Salazar, Purchasing Department. 16A1, approval to declare a surplus for the purpose of destruction, extreme bunker jackets and trousers, American Firewear suit, and Cairns helmets for the fire marshal, inasmuch as the equipment has surpassed its useful life expectancy, including the announcement the sheriff will be doing the disposition.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
2 is presentation of the responsible vendor, submitting the lowest and best bid, awarding the contract to Ergon Asphalt and Emulsions for the request for bid titled SS1 Emulsified Asphalt and Delivery Services. Let me just add, before the vote is taken, there were 16 packets distributed. Ergon is the sole packet received. We are still recommending that for award.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye, motion carries.
B1, Precinct 1, requesting authority to advertise and approval of draft procurement packet for the CMAR form of construction. That's for the Precinct 1 tax office, including re-advertising it if necessary.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B would be the selection and designation assignment of evaluation committee for the CMAR construction manager at risk project for Precinct 1. Commissioner, do you wish to?
Am I doing
Any amount you want. We usually prefer an odd number as opposed to an even. It makes it the scoring a little more reflective.
Okay, I'll do, go ahead. Monday?
5. He was recommending
Well, he
5.
was doing I thought he was waving. I'll go ahead and do 3. I think that'll work for our office.
Okay.
I'll do my chief. Can I do
The mayor?
I'm sorry?
The mayor?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I can use the project manager.
Okay.
Carlos de Angel, I'm sure, is probably
Yes.
going to be the representative. And then I'll do Pepe Cabeza de Vaca as my third.
Okay. And we will coordinate and facilitate. Thank you. I need action.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Precinct 2 requesting approval of professional appraisal services agreement with Leonel Garza Jr. and Associates on an as-needed and on-call basis for all the services as listed, originally selected from the pool on April 17th.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Precinct 3, acceptance and award of proposals received for Rush Truck Center of Texas, awarded vendor through the county's participation by board, contract number 521-16, for the purchase of one new Peterbilt 337 water truck for $97,225.51, and that includes all the by board fees and delivery for proposed road improvements for Precinct 3.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is acceptance and approval of proposal received from Doggett Machinery Services, Houston, Texas, awarded through participation with the TASB by board contract 515-16 for 2 new John Deere 3101 backhoe loaders for $79,737.24 each, with a total of $159,474, and 1 new 2018 Dynapack CC 3200 asphalt roller for $124,605. That includes all the buy board fees and any deliveries.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item E, District Clerk requesting approval to enter into a contract with data conversion and record management services with Co-File Preservation Incorporated through the GSA Schedule 70 contract, as noted on the agenda, not to exceed $233,524.18, including authority for all documents to be signed by the county judge.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
F1 is for the Sheriff's Office acceptance and approval of final negotiated contract with Keefe Commissary Network LLC for the jail lobby intake kiosks and deposit release services for the Sheriff's Office, the adult detention facility, including that includes the best and final offer.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am.
They're gone. So it's just fine.
Under open forum, we have one presenter. That's Ms. Fern McClarity.
Yes, on 13A, a few minutes ago, y'all said that's just federal money. I believe the taxpayers paid to the federal government, so it is our money. And I was looking up the backup on those salaries. You have three that are making over $100,000. One's $124,800. Then you have about 3 or 4 that are at the $72,000, $73,000. And then if you look at the backup for the teachers, which are like $37,000, bus drivers are like $24,000, assistant teachers are $24,500. I know the big dogs have to get paid, but that sure looks like it's a little lopsided compared to the one that's doing the work in the trenches again. Today I'd also ask that you love to give away public money. At least today you gave us a status report on what's going on. And you mentioned the land or whatever this was being taxed at what it was before they were built, I believe. I think that's the way you stated it. I believe at the time before they were built it was ag use. So I'm not sure that we're getting much taxes from that when the regular taxpayers are being squashed to death out here. This is their second time. We said 10 years before we see any of those millions of dollars coming in. So my question is, why is it so easy for y'all to give this money to these companies when we live in one of the poorest counties in the state and the poorest people here? And just go to the tax office, go to any of the offices where they're making payments trying to keep their property. And y'all just seem like it's nothing to give tax abatements, economic development incentive, TERS programs, always giving away money. Why don't you once in a while look at the people that are hurting here in your county? Drive out there on your roads, take another car, don't let them see a county vehicle, just drive around and you'll see that you're hurting these people every time that y'all think you're doing a really wonderful service. Also, yesterday, I know that y'all have tunnel vision. I don't know, I teach in gun classes. When you get in trouble or there's something going on, you get a tunnel vision. Well, I know the tunnel vision is for this new courthouse. You don't see anything else. You don't see any other buildings that's got a problem. I tried to get a hold of JP Precinct 4, Charlie Espinosa's office yesterday. I called all morning, finally got fed up, so after lunch I drove over. And on the door it had office closed due to air conditioning problems. I didn't hear Valdi today say that there was an emergency or anything, but that office was closed yesterday. I don't know if she's open today. But these are, like I said before, tunnel vision, mean you can only see what is directly in front of you. And that's the way y'all are doing it with the courthouse. How about let's take a deep breath, relax a little, get that vision opened up, and let's see the other buildings that the people need to use. The people, the ones that, again, voted for y'all to sit there in these wonderful jobs, and y'all don't see them. Open up the tunnel vision, please.
Well, perhaps you don't realize, or it's not realized that we don't, and whenever we do tax abatements, like in this particular case, we have added $250 million worth of property to the county, of which we're going to be taxing 30%, of which is $75 million that was not available, and after a 10-year period, the entire amount will kick in. So whenever that happens, we are incurring a benefit to our property values that will result in higher taxes. All right. Pursuant to 551.071 and 551.072, I would entertain a motion to proceed to executive session.
Judge, so moved. Second. I'm sorry, Mr. Crane. Is there a need to go into executive session because the two claims I can take care of in open session?
Okay, you can take care of them all.
Okay.
Okay. So let me take care of them. Yes, sir.
Did you hear Ms. McClarity?
Yes, and I will address it with Ms. McClarity with respect to that elected official. Judge, Commissioners. Commissioners, with respect to the closed session, there's no need to go into closed session, and so going into open session, 14A, real estate acquisition, no action to be taken. 14B, pending. Oops, I'm on the wrong agenda. You're right. So here you go. Item
18.
Right.
20, actually.
Item 28, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, there's no action to be taken. Item 20B, pending and or potential litigation, there's no action to be taken. Item 20C, Judge Commissioners, we have the claim of Ricardo Morales. Judge Commissioner, for the record, I'd like to, for the court to acknowledge the assignment of the claim of Ricardo Morales to Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office from the District Attorney's Office Civil Litigation Division.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 20D, claim of Megan Fuentes. Judge Commissioners, I'd like for the court to acknowledge the assignment of the claim of Megan Fuentes to Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office, District Attorney Civil Division.
I need to clarify something. There's no relation here, but I do have a daughter named Megan Fuentes.
Okay.
She's 12. I guarantee you this is not her.
Okay.
But I don't know who this is, so I just want to disclose that.
Okay.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, we'll need to go back into close or open session. We have adjournment, and we do have Commissioners Court next week.
Need a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.